Danish accents are not made up for this kind of stuff. That's for sure.
Oh my god, you're actually not gonna know anything.
No.
Oh my god. Ready?
No.
Perfect.
Your god has arrived.
Okay, sorry.
Your god has arrived. Your god has arrived, huh?
There's only one god in Dota, come on.
Can you say it again? Dude. I'm kidding. I guess it's a pass.
Pass.
Unless there's other catchphrase for that one.
Oh wait, pass. You gotta know this.
Ah, yes. So much meat, so little time.
So much meat, so little time.
That's gotta be Pudge, right?
Thank you. Oh, this one you should know. You play this hero.
Glorious invocation.
Glorious invocation.
Invoker.
Alright.
That's the easy one.
Yep. Alright, your turn. You don't have to like imitate that much. Just try to say the sentence and I might know it.
The tide is rolling out.
Like the tide is rolling out.
Tide Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can just say this one. This is easy.
I pull the web over your eyes.
I pull the web over your eyes.
Brood?
Yeah. Okay.
I've been to hell and back to hell and back.
I've been to hell and back.
Lion.
Back to hell and back, yeah. Back again and all that. That's right.
Aha.
Dude, those were pretty easy.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Dude, I have like
Why did
people
you
just
skip?
laughing.
Which hero?
You know, I have to say, they could have been a bit harder, frankly. There were far too many easy ones in there, but good game, well played, Team Secret. Thank you very much for Which Hero. I'm sure we'll see more of that later on. We are going to get into our third and final draft of the day and of our first quarterfinal, of course. Secret versus Liquid, tied up at 1-1. Pretty much how we expected, but perhaps not how we actually got there was expected. Our three panel members are ready for the draft. Let's get their thoughts with Nahaz, Cap, and Fogged. Fogged, we'll start with you. Not quite how we thought we would get here, but it is what we expected, isn't it? We did think this would go all the way. We did think we'd get all three games.
That's all we wanted.
Yeah.
3 games between. This is a grand finals setup, so yeah, I think this is exactly what all of us wanted to see.
Yeah,
if we don't get
what's
to see
that?
it in the
ESL?
playoffs.
What's that? We can have a best of 5 between these guys. That's great. Thanks very
Let's
much.
do it.
That'd be amazing. We'd
Then
love
we can go 0-15 on panel
Cap,
predictions
oh,
again.
God.
Just like Genting finals. Let's go.
Oh, it's now best of 35. Okay, no problem. Yeah, we've got you.
I didn't need
Just
sleep.
the rest. The rest of the tournament is just these two.
Longest tournament of all time.
The other teams just get a handshake and a thanks for coming.
So, what are we expecting, Alan? Draft 3. Have you figured out either of these boys' heads yet?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay.
I think that I'm still kind of processing that last match because Liquid are such a good team when they get a lead at maintaining that pressure. And it really, when we all looked up back in the green room and we saw the Ace Terrorblade building Battle Fury, we're all like, all right, I don't know. Because he got that Battle Fury at, I think it was 1830. And from there, he actually got SNY like 5 minutes later. 90% of his hero damage was after the 25-minute mark, largely because he was allowed to go that very greedy build-up, felt no pressure for the next 7 or 8 minutes, and all of a sudden he shows up with that second item to fights, and he's already hitting people.
I guess it starts making sense when we think about Lich, why they picked it, right? They just wanted to stall the game
Slow
out
the
so
game
that he
down.
could farm.
And they don't really have any heroes for Liquid unless you're just running out with like an aggressive song or something. They actually didn't have like those kind of heroes to hunt you when you're split pushing. They mostly had like kind of 5-man push.
I think what's really interesting to me from a human point of view is that when you look at the two teams in their respective booths right now, they're both quite serious, both quite concerned right now. There's not one team kind of buoyed by the last game or buoyed by the fact that they won the first game. It's pretty serious.
I mean, Miracle, the game ended and Miracle was still like smiling and laughing. Like,
Yeah.
These two teams, they have a lot of respect for each other.
And they've also been on this stage before. That's what makes the big difference. I mean, Matu ain't worried,
He's
man.
kind of bored.
No, he knows he's just playing Razor again, right?
He's like, I'm Razor, I Razor or Viper.
We were talking, Cap and I, just before or just after the break, actually, about the heroes that haven't been picked and who we might see come out of that pool.
I'll send Bristleback.
I said, because there are a couple of teams left that do play the Bristle, that's all.
I honestly think
Ace used to
But
play
the
it.
likely ones are probably, what, Shadow Demon?
Shadow Demon is the big one for me.
Magnus,
Yeah.
maybe?
I could see Mag.
Maybe see one Mag,
think-
maybe a Silencer?
Shadow Demon, Mag, Silencer, and Phoenix. I know that Secret
Okay,
like Phoenix.
yeah.
Fada really likes to
Yeah,
play
that's
that
right.
hero.
We're not going to say, maybe
Huskar.
Huskar is the other one, isn't it? You might get a cheesy pick.
Huh, look at
Huskar
that.
5.
Liquid banned Pugna.
Wow. The respect.
He's like, are they just gonna pick Razor then? If they pick Razor, we get Terrorblade +1. If they don't pick Razor, we're gonna take the Razor.
I think that's 100% correct.
What happened to our boy Gyrocopter? He was all the rage.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers don't look that bad, but I just felt like first phase Gyro was getting punished. That it was, even when it won, they weren't winning because of the Gyro.
I mean, even like, 3-4.
Okay.
5.
They left the Rubik. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, the first pick Yapzor hero worked out in the last game.
Sure did. He owned the game.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that was an MVP performance, wasn't it?
And it's, he was really, really, really good. I will not take one iota away from that, but the ability of the team to be in position to follow up on that is non-trivial as well.
So we got the change.
Okay, and the Chen, this is again, it's a hero that's been getting banned a lot, especially against EG and Liquid. They don't always pick it, but it is it's so much. The common denominator in the first 2 games has just been so much about tempo, and I think the Chen is a great hero in terms of forcing the tempo.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm just happy already that we get to see a Yapso Rubik.
Turn to battle.
Ooh, they take
That. It's had a decent event so far.
Okay,
take Fada's bat very early here.
That
5
is-
out of 6 so far.
it's something you commented though on Yanis. They
Yes.
give Fata a good game.
Well, we'll see if he does have a good game here because they could still pick up the other support and a different core to match up against that Batrider.
Well, yeah, the core is the big deal, right? That's one of the big concerns with Batrider, that there are just the cores that dumpster him so hard in lane. The Weaver, the Lifestealer, the Slark. Now 2 of those not meta at all.
Why'd you chuckle there, Cal? Because that zoom in on
Zoom
Puppy.
Get into the mind of Puppy.
It really was
Zoom
trying
in.
to.
I would be a bit concerned if, like, say, I know some teams were talking about how they think Omni actually beats Razor, even though the laning phase matchup is bad. If like Razor gets banned and then Omni Knight's picked up for Liquid, their lineup actually looks kind of scary because they'll have Omni Terrorblade and LB against a Batrider.
They're also setting up this Tower Blade to have a beautiful game, banning Timberstone now as well, and on top of that, Pugna in the first phase.
Yes.
So this is the make Terrorblade shine.
Well, there have been at least a couple of games of this tournament, the one against the Optic Broodmother, where Liquid have basically done exactly what Secret did in the last game and said, okay, we've got a Terrorblade. If we can just hold out, eventually he's going to give us at least a chance to win. And of course, or he could buy Rapier and end the game in 1 minute.
Turn to ban.
Sand King and Beastmaster, I think, are like the 2 heroes that I think are most enabled by Chen
SK ban
in this
of
current
course.
patch.
I think Beastmaster is the one hero that we haven't seen as much as I expected at this tournament. I think that hero is just really, really good, even without the coddle.
The big teams that play it though, it does get banned a lot versus them.
true.
This
No, that's part of why I thought that this tournament was going to be a little bit more wide open, is that the regional metas in the qualifiers recently were so much more differentiated.
yeah.
Team Secrets turn to ban.
So
Ban Dragon Knight too.
if Razor's on the table, I mean, I think Liquid can still take it for sure.
Bat's good versus Razor though.
All
in
right,
lane.
fair enough. Fair enough.
But I wouldn't put it past them picking him. I think this is more likely a Matu Viper
10
game though
seconds remaining.
versus a Bat.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking about that too.
Yeah, because then they can group up with the Chen too.
5
And it's
seconds
an early game
remaining.
focus hero.
Turn to pick.
And they
Yeah,
do
there's
take
the
out that
Beastmaster
beast.
ban, yeah. It's just that, more that I think of it, there's so much in the pool that gives Bat problems. You got the Abaddon and the LC2, you got the Venge, which Liquid can still run as a support.
10
I guess
seconds
Kuro's
remaining.
their Chen player though, so probably not. Although I don't know, they ran mind control on what was essentially a support vengeful spirit the other night.
Turn to pick.
Okay.
You get the GH or Spirit. Doesn't give Rubik any good spells to steal still so far. He pretty much has like Sunder.
You don't like mini Terrorblade?
I mean, mini Terrorblades. I mean, the
Metamorphosis.
Chen spells are okay,
Yeah.
but they're a bit weird.
Team Liquid's turn
Do
to
the Undying again.
Okay.
Maybe
There
they're
are
doing
several really big team fighters that would make you very cooldown dependent, but it would at least ensure that you could win some fights.
I think they want to.
Brewmaster, Tide.
I think with the Undying, they want to do like what, dual pressure with the Bat Rider
Yeah, for
to
sure.
shut down
Yes.
the Terrorblade.
So then they have to put the Terrorblade in mid, and they have to get like,
5 seconds remaining.
well, you said it earlier, Alan, something like the Weaver. I think,
Life
they
Stealer.
have to do that, right?
I think Lifestealer could
have
be an
to
option
dodge.
for Matu.
Oh,
Lifestealer
Yeah.
versus Undying and Bat in the lane.
You've already got one vehicle in the Earth Spirit. Make sneaky Chen plays.
you think dual PL? Surely dual PL Terrorblade cores are too slow. So PL is still on the board, and he does give the Undying a lot of problems.
Yeah, I think it's like Lifestealer or Viper for Matu. I think they want something that just doesn't need as much. That can just make space for the TB.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If that. Yeah.
Secrets turn to win.
All right.
Hit the puck.
I don't think they've committed to where the puck is going. Probably more than likely offline, would you say?
I think because of the Chen, it is very much enabled. I like it.
Okay.
As an offlaner here.
10 seconds remaining.
Gives you early game, gives you initiation. And I believe it doesn't give you the same kind of pressure that Sand King and Beastmaster does, but like Puck still gives you that combo.
Oh
of-
my.
Visage.
Yep. And this is the first Visage pick for Secret this year. It's a hero that we've seen on the rise recently in 5K plus pubs. Highest or second highest winning percentage, I believe.
I don't think you're
This one?
threatened by the Chen Puck
10
aggro if
seconds
you're
remaining.
the Ace Visage. Because Visage almost feels like a dead lane hero to
5
me
seconds remaining.
because of how tanky he gets from Gravekeeper's Cloak. And then in this case, you don't have like that clear initiating stun, so he just slows you down and runs away.
So with the Visage, do we still have the possibility of like a fifth pick cheese for either side here? We worried at all about
Team Secrets
the
turn
Broods and
to
the
ban.
Meepos? I don't
I
think
guess
so.
the Drow could have been. Yeah, Liquid takes out the Drow
Okay,
Ranger.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a throwback strat.
That's what happened at DreamHack.
Yeah.
Liquid actually were the ones to pick the Drow, and they got underlorded. Went Crimson Guard.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So what's the mid one hero?
It's a hard start for a Tinker game. Same goes with OD.
Does
So
the,
those traditional
wait,
mid counters to
does the
TB are
Medusa
a
fit
little,
here?
gonna have a rough start.
Maybe. Do we know? Are we sure that Ace is their Visage player? I guess he's like a micro-intensive player.
He's the
anyway.
micro guy.
So,
That's the only,
yeah.
that's why we would think it. But I
Okay.
guess it could.
I've seen Ace play Visage before.
Okay. Okay. I was reasonably sure that that was going to be the case, but I wanted to double check.
Anything is possible.
I mean, if not for the Ear Spirit, it's a pretty good mid-1 TA game.
They're really burning on their time for the last ban too.
Yeah. Oh, OD. OD for Secret. Right?
That's what I was
Mid-1
saying.
OD?
But I think it's still.
Oh, did you say that? I'm sorry.
The pressure from the early is a little
Yeah, they-
difficult.
they
but you
still
could
ban
still,
the-
like those are still traditional counters to Terrorblade.
Yeah.
They
so I
still
don't think
ban the Viper. So that
Yeah.
does that mean that the Visage could be mid? I mean, Viper is one of those heroes that makes Visage not really feel so fun. You can break the Gravekeeper's Cloak. You don't even have to break it. Your spells
10
just naturally do it on
seconds
their own.
remaining.
It is that
5
Matu
seconds
hero more than
remaining.
likely that we're still waiting for.
They don't seem sure.
This is a really tough one.
Because they need someone who wins them the game right now.
Yes, exactly.
Because these other heroes, they can fight, they can do all that. But
could have, like,
as
a
for ending the
Visage.
game, it can be really tough.
Oh, Lycan for Secret.
If they
I don't know, that's gross.
Liken into TP though.
yeah, that's really bad.
Okay, and
They do the
Secret
Venge.
will take the Venge, yeah.
So early game pressure.
Do you know, I just noticed so much in these drafts how the tempo shifts dramatically in the last couple of picks. I think that's the mark of a great drafter.
Okay, 5th pick for Liquid to round out the draft.
10 seconds remaining.
Gyro feels pressured by the physical damage focus of
5
Venge and
seconds remaining.
Visage, right? So I was thinking Gyro versus this, because it gives you magic damage and then Tombstone and birds and stuff.
But so many of the other Matu heroes are either out or just countered. I mean, I don't think you want Lifestealer. Lone Druid feels too slow going along with the Terrorblade. Oh, there's the Brute. I was okay.
Select your heroes.
So you always have to watch cheese with those two teams.
Does Brood create
Can
enough
they
space
deal
in
with-
this game for Terrorblade?
Can they deal with Brood and Lane though?
Some genuine concern on some faces amongst the Team Secret players there. And a little bit of concern, I'm sure, on our panel members because it's time for them to choose. Alan, we'll start with you.
I am not sure they can deal with the Broodmother and Lane. I'm gonna go Liquid.
You think what they match Broodmother against?
Brood versus Visage.
They try and get.
They're gonna try to get that.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yes,
try and get
yeah.
that, and in turn you try and get Bat versus Brood. Try and switch that up.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Who can dodge? This is one of the hardest drafting calls I've ever seen.
I'll say Secret.
Okay.
Broodmother. Liquid.
All right, okay. Very tough draft to analyze. Very tough draft to figure out. These two men have definitely put their mental acumen against each other. Talking of good mental acumen, we've got a couple of men in the caster booth. Are you ready for this game 3?
I'm ready. Blitz is the mental side of this pairing.
I'm just thinking about the draft.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
The panel's split, so we get what we wanted, right? We get a game 3 when no one's certain who the victor is.
Yeah, I mean, you see, it's like normally in this time period, I just want to look at the draft and like think about it because it's hard. Like being panel is difficult because you have 2 seconds to respond, and then we have to start talking about it. Like last game, I had the benefit of being able to look at the draft for like a good 2 minutes and then give you my opinion. So, but I will say confidently that whoever wins this is definitely gonna win, and whoever loses is the worst team of all time.
And obviously have roster changes coming
Yeah,
very
they need
soon.
to. They need. There's no way in between. Even
Yeah.
though it's a game 3 and it could have gone either way.
Yep.
This is a definitive statement that I feel very comfortable making.
It's at this point, like, obviously the captains just have to kick themselves from the team
Yeah.
because both Kuro and Puppy are obviously the biggest weakness in absolutely everything.
Crazy. Whoever wins, I'm just saying, has the best drafter, and whoever loses shit draft, please leave my game.
Yeah. Winner of this wins TI. All right.
Which one?
That's the open end, right? I can never be wrong. TI 25, everybody. TI 25. All right, so Team Secret looking to get very aggressive early on. A 5-man smoke gank right into the Radiant jungle. They're going to slip between the towers as well. Yapzor is the man leading the way all the way through. It is a Matubba mid-Broodmother, but they're coming. But look at the Watchman. GH has the hill right above Yapzor. The smoke will break him. He's on the other side of the tree line, and they're running. GH rolling boulders away, breaks the tree. And they just want to get the hell out of here. He even leaves an aggressive Observer Ward behind on his trip. But Team Secret hoping for something, but they get nothing. But how's our lanes looking? So we have Kuro on the Chen up near the top. Miracles around them. But Tubberman's going to be playing the mid lane. That leaves Mind Control for the bottom lane as the puck. And then, of course, the roaming GH, who's currently playing around with Farder at the moment. He's just... Actually, he's more than playing. Like, he rolling boulder initiates in. That's 2 points up a sticky napalm. Rubik's TPing in. He's got to be quick to get the telecom. He's grabbed. No, he had to walk around the tree line. If he cut through with the tango, maybe he had the range, but Yapzor not going to go his way. The last laning is Ace. He's going to TP down to bottom lane, and then that leaves mid one up on top as the VS. And here they go once more. Rolling boulder forward. Yapzor's going to come in close. He's not going to be able to... Actually, he will pick up GH. 2 sticky napalms once again, but this isn't going to go his way.
Yeah. in a matchup of two of the best 4 positions in the world with signature heroes on either side. GH, he's going to strike first blood. Not the kill, but at least does a lot of damage early on.
This seems to be what Team Secret were looking for, right? Like Fada, he's no stranger to the mid lane, but it's the Brood versus Batrider matchup that Secret were looking for. How do you actually play this as well? Like, do you Firefly? Do you Flame Break with Sticky Napalm? Like, how do you combat the Brood Mother if you're the Batrider?
You just make sure that he can never get on top of you as Ace at bottom.
He's really low.
Low. Doesn't have a salve on him either. This is going to be pretty obnoxious for him to deal with. Mind control. 3 to CS. Yapsor can't really tank this amount of damage. Doesn't really have the regen. Has 2 tangles only. No salve on him either. Is Puppy up at top.
Yes, Miracle going in. GH rolling boulders forward. Just got to keep that slow up. The stun from mid 1 now puts him in harm's way. Making a break for the tree line. Decazer here. Mid 1 can't get enough damage as Kuro brings in the tomato. Trying to get in front of Puppy and body block up his former teammate. The kick will fly in. There is no clap available and Puppy will think to turn. Hard to kill off Hero considering he is walking around with 1,000. Life doesn't help him. Double kill for Miracle.
And Miracle at 280 HP, but it doesn't really quite matter as the Tango, as a result, is healing him up for so much.
Puppy's coming in again for another run. There's mid 1. Well, trouble behind the lines. It's a 2-man decay potentially. A kick, a triple kill for Miracle. And they can go again. Looking over towards Puppy, there's an entire Radiant Creep Wave on his tail. Rolling Boulder in 1 second time. GH is waiting for the right time. Here comes your Tombstone. Where's that line, GH? He knows he wants it to be perfect, and he won't. In fact, he's just staying here to kill off the Tombstone on the cliff.
Yeah. And meanwhile, as that happened, our Obs, JJ, the real MVP of this tournament so far, did catch the tail end of that as Matama Man went down to Fada. Very nice matchup there.
How long does this last, though? When Matoma then sends an army of Spiderlings and Fada is now just dropping so quickly.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened. I imagine he just abused the churn rate, couldn't really do too much as mind control in this bottom lane. Had some success early, but with the help of Yapsor, Ace getting a little bit of control is Liquid. As usual, they're going to devote a lot of their attention to just helping out their real carry in the form of Miracle on the Terrorblade. We saw what he could do if he gets any sort of good lane.
Yep. It's like Yapsor's the man putting in charge of keeping the mid lane at bay. That looks so weird on mind control all the time with that cosmetic. It looks like he's got a double damager and always active. Trying to get the rift onto Ace and slowly tick him down. Only ends up giving 1 charges over to Ace, but he has burned his last Tango. It's a little bit more of an even trade-off in the lane. This top lane aggression, I'm not really feeling it. Like, mid 1 and Puppy together after being dived and having that Chen influence with the rotations, it's doesn't seem to be the dream start, but are you still okay with this if you're Secret? Like, the gold advantage is going the way of Team Liquid. It's just shy of 1,000. 4 minutes in. Do you still feel like you're getting enough out of the lanes?
From Secret's end?
Yeah.
I think they're okay with it. 3 kills to 1 and you're only down by like barely a K. It's not the worst thing in the world for Secret, as I mean, Liquid would really prefer this Terrorblade to be in a better spot when it comes to last hits. He's only got 9.
Yeah, he's 9-1. Obviously, the Broodmother's going to get a crap ton in the mid lane. 20-8 for the Broodmother.
The triple kill at least keeps him solvent for the time being, and I think they're okay with that.
Yep.
Relatively even start so far, though.
Well, he is #1 on the network, so even the CS is down, he's the first one to crack 2K.
Yeah. Give me just a Game 3 similar to Game 2.
That'll be nice.
That
Kuro's looking for a hunt. At the same time, they're right on top of that dire observable. They may think during the nighttime phase the Puppy's vision is a little bit more restricted. But they are definitely coming for a jump. Yapsor's here, Puppy's in the neighborhood. As Kuro backs out. Got a large amount of damage from both the Hadouken creep as well as from the troll trap.
Yeah, they managed to grab the ward too. Was about to fade anyway, so Secret won't be too sad about that, but
yeah, Liquid lose their own as well. Mid times out, however.
Tama Man making his move on a Fada. He's got to be careful though. Does have some levels of sticky napalm on him, as don't lose those broodlings.
That's why I'm always wondering, like the broodlings can just run out of the Firefly. Like, is it sometimes worth to go higher points up in the flame break?
It's okay. You get at least 1 so that you can bounce him back, but Kuro not paying attention to his creeps for a second.
Either that or he's baiting with his creeps.
Save the purple dude.
They're getting good information.
Yeah, the purple unleashes.
Yep, Troll Trap as well. Here comes your Rolling Boulder into the Undying. He's still got Decay available. Drops a Tombstone down with Soul Rip and Decay. 10 ticks charges. Puppey gets back to safety. Vada dies in the meantime in the mid lane as Brood went underneath the tier 1 tower to kill him in the tree line.
Can't believe JJ caught that, the tail end of that.
This is the reason why he's got, I think he's got 9 monitors watching every single lane.
Yeah,
Puppey's in
Puppey.
trouble, and goodbye, Puppey. Nope, or pick up. Yapso wants to create some space, but now he gets
And
Troll
from
trapped up
behind.
as well. A Miracle, so much damage. Here comes your Rolling Boulder once more. Yapso, so low. GH as well.
They might just die for
Thinking
this.
about coming back in for mid one. He's the only hero that's, like, he's only died, well, actually no, he's died twice up on this top lane out of the 6 kills of Liquid.
GH being sent back, but mid lane, look at Matama Man's
He's
dive.
so deep. Here comes, finally, okay, Yabsor wants him. Pick him up, throw him back in again. With the AoE stun, this could be some good Broodlings dead as the Fable just continues to bounce strong, but no tier 1 tower available anymore. Hence
the
the
regen
dive
of
is
them.
so easy.
This Brood is doing so much right now on the map for Liquid. And all of a sudden that lead has now jumped to 3K.
3.5k of that is from just the Brood Mother alone. The nearest to him is Ace, so
This is
the
huge lead
Visage
now.
has to start doing something more. He does have his birds up in the air. And how do you do this with a Visage? Like, what's the point of the Visage? You don't just pick this thing for no real reason. Like, how is he meant to be the critical part of Secret?
I'd imagine it's just because...
This'll help.
Oh, hold that
Pick
thought.
him up. Where's the stomps? Mind control, phase shifts, and okay. He'll go down. Rolling Boulder up on top. GH, a perfect double kick. Mid one and Puppey getting caught out, while mid one silence. Needs to get a stun off. Not going to happen. The Tombstone drops down by Puppey. A miracle. Maybe he wants to start running away from this one. Fada's rotated into the lane, and the Centome is already happening. So, expecting nerf to this more than I'm expecting a nerf to Storm Spirit. Chen sent back.
Do you think that needs a nerf?
Dire's middle tower is
Chen just got back in the pool. Hold your horses. As Matama Man, he's going to beat away at this tower.
Oh, yeah, so goodbye.
Are you...
Yeah,
he's-
and with a pickup, and he throws
Oh,
it
nice
in,
throw.
so we can go for mid one underneath the tower, but we've seen Broodmothers already diving very, very deep in the early game.
This is a massive problem that he's able to just dive under the tier 3 and they need to rotate 2 other heroes to try to help out. Very reminiscent of the game that BP played with Brood earlier on in the tournament with Ramses. And now Liquid off to a similar start. They own the Triumvirate. This is one of the best farming circles in the game where you are able to hit the Ancients quite easily as well.
Yeah, Visage need to do something about this. Has picked up the Dominator as the first item on the Visage.
Yeah, here's the problem right now for Liquid. It's like when they look the best, it's because they have these 3 cores that are all succeeding at the same time. When you turn your attention to this puck, you can't really gank him. You turn your attention to this Brood. Okay, sure, you're gonna have to rotate 3 heroes minimum to try to kill him. And if you do that, then, well, look at top.
Yep, they're looking to fight. Fortification buys some time. Puppey, under the cover of Invis, is just walking in. You've got Visage coming in through the rear as well, so Ace wants to fight. There's a fresh resummon of the birds. They'll have
Sacrifice
that
GH.
damage, and GH, he wants to be the sacrifice. With the Firefly down, they'll sacrifice the Chen army as well as GH, as well as Kuro. So both the supports going down, but hey, in middle lane, Matubberman starts attacking the tier 2 tower. Batrider will come in. It's the end of the
That is
Firefly, but
damage.
so much damage! How many spiders are there?
That is an unexpected amount, as Fada just found out. You never really know until you get hit. That's like 60.
You can't
No
even,
exaggeration.
You can't even click them all. Like there's no way even as an observer to count how many spiders are there. As Yabsor still on the run, the spiders are right behind him. At least the Fable's
Look
gonna
at
move
this
some of the
dive.
damage from Matumberman. He cannot be stopped.
Yeah, go kill top. This is what happens to you in mid.
Dire's
And it was only like a support trade-off as well on top. Like you took the Chen, you took the ES, and then Matumberman takes your tier 2 tower as well as your Batrider and your Rubik.
It's a beautiful thing to see. Like you can really sense the love
How
that GH has for Miracle. You know, he rolls in and he's like, take me instead.
I thought you were gonna be like real masochistic about that.
No, it's like
it's the Brood Mother killing everyone in the mid. That's such a beautiful sight to see.
No, that one was rough. I feel for everyone that has to play against Brood, but this is getting a little bit ugly here. It's 10 minutes in.
Is this when you just ob sentry the mid lane, you start committing more heroes to this? But then again, you've got to keep the Terrorblade down, right? But he's still sitting at the second highest net worth at 5.5, 5.6k.
This is a pick your poison kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's similar to game 1 where if you gank one, well, there are 2 other cores that are succeeding in life right now. And
Here
Secret,
comes Ace, going up to GH. Can't get the stun off on him as he's just rolling boulders away.
Yeah. You notice, by the way, though, GH, like continuing on that theme, he pushes aggressively forward to guard Miracle at all times. Like, this is something that a lot of people don't notice about Liquid is that GH, it goes beyond the saves and the kicks and everything. It's that he's always going to make the aggressive move forward to scout ahead for his Terrorblade, to pop smokes, pop these rotations to make sure. That's why it feels as though Miracle's so difficult to gank. It's because he's got a layer of protection around him at all times. There's some kind of support that's going to tank these ganks for him that allow him to succeed in these games. It doesn't just come down to, oh, Miracle owns the game. It's that his supports consistently put him in this kind of position.
Miracle, initiated on. He's actually, the birds, they're not going to drop just yet. Not when Chen's right behind him. I also love Yapsor fighting back now with his own spiders. The supports are creating an army. It's probably the best ability he can steal at the moment.
They're going to smoke up. They need to get something done on the map. They can 100% sense how far behind they are right now. It's already 9K. They know that they're not slowing down any of the 3 cores. This is a large issue, but they might just walk into Roshan and get quite a big pickup here.
Yeah, if they can. Chen's in the neighborhood. Wave of Terror flies in, but Matama just walks over the hill, but they'll find Kuro. He's got double stuns available. Matama wants to come back into the fight. Puppey in the midst of it all gets kicked by GH. He does have a soul rip. There's so many units around there, but it won't matter when VS is trapped inside the Dream Coil. Batrider at least gets some kind of rebuttal as Miracle who has his streak being ended.
There's just zombies everywhere.
Yeah, and so many spiders. I think half of them belong to Yapsor. They fight forward, going towards GH. The spiders are really fighting back. They can go back in for Roshan. As Team Liquid, they actually lose a couple of heroes. Mind Control just orbs over the top.
That is so many spiders. I think they can actually do this with this.
They're trying to kill Roshan.
This is how
you have Terrorblade
back
up. He's we've got a TP already on the way out. That puck damage, Fada on the back lines. He got silenced up, but it's not going to be enough. He still takes to the air, and these familiars, they're hunting the Broodmother. They want to keep the chain stuns going. Meanwhile, a little bit further to the north is Mid-1 in real trouble, surrounded by 3 heroes. He cannot get himself out of it. And now Liquid with 5 heroes want to battle around Roshan. Ace stands his ground against Matubberman. He takes the damage. He's fine for this one as well as they continue just to battle forward. Fada magnetized. The Soul Rip cannot keep him alive, and Yapsor got a stray rock to the back. He wants to move down, but he just doesn't have the movement for it. So now his Team Secret with a couple of heroes on the sidelines. Firefly is going to come off cooldown.
Just
But
march
I
right back
think
in.
it's too late to actually contest Roshan.
Yeah.
They're all leaving.
When they could contest, it was off the back of a very nicely placed tombstone from Puppey and just the sheer amount of spiders that Yapsor had managed to build up. I don't think Liquid expected that at all. Miracle got surrounded. A lot of people's worst nightmares. As now they get the Roshan 8K gold lead. Secret, that was a semi-successful fight. Not quite what they were hoping for. They really wanted was the Roche themselves, but no way that Liquid was going to give that up, as they know that the ward is placed.
It gave more value to Ace, probably more than anything else. The fact that he was able to survive through all of that, like there's 2 kills to his name, he's now 3rd on the net worth board.
Yeah, Ace still hits quite hard, but TB is on the other team this time around.
Yeah, that's the downside. And Mid-1 feels like he's got no presence. He's actually got less net worth than the Rubik. And here comes the Broodlings. Mid-1, perfect time to TP out. The kick! Oh, it's in a fraction of a second before the TP was going to complete.
Yeah, the timing on that was...
Oh, boy.
All right.
Yeah.
It's getting rough out here.
I think Mind Control's thinking about a jump on bottom. He wants to put that Blink Dagger and Dream Call to use. The Tier 2 tower is gone. The bottom lane is the only remaining outer towers for Team Secret. They have to be able to hold the line. And it's not like they have the counter which we saw being played before when we had Liquid versus Optic, and was the keeper of the light, early blast points and just held back the wave.
Yeah, the problem with this game for Secret is that in the last game, being able to hold high ground meant that they had the late game. Like, they were able to hold the high ground and play that kind of style because they had the late game.
But now it's late game versus Terrorblade.
Exactly, and that's why you're seeing them, in the last game they just held and they chilled. But in this game, you're seeing them go for these aggressive smokes because they realize, well, I don't think we win the late game either. And if we don't win the late game, and we're not winning this laning phase, well, what is our lineup meant to accomplish?
They have to try and fight. There's no other way around it. So Ace, he comes down the bottom lane. Yapsol's going to hold in the tree line. Undying also in the neighborhood. The mind control is not going to take this one. And if they do want to just hold this line, Matumba's happy, right? Like, he's farming the entire Dire jungle. Terrorblade's now up to level 11, just about to crack 10k worth of net worth, 16 minutes into the game. They need that instant control on mind control. But how do you do that? Like, even mid one, he's a projectile stun. Yapsor's the only one. So mind control will jump in, orbs into the tree lines, the familiars looking for him. They need the first stomp. There it is, second stomp, magic missile follow-up, mind control will drop. And the tier 1 tower will follow through. So that's it. I'll wait for mind control to be aggressive.
Yeah, you need these little by little. This is how you're going to come back into this game. It's not going to be any big sweeping motions. It's going to be these mini pickoffs that hopefully lead into more. They were able to get the power off that too.
It's a 900 gold swing and 1100 experience swing. Yeah. So it works.
You don't need a lot of them.
Fighter's got some information. Invis room, Broodmother's just sitting up on the roof, and Sentry Ward. There's your Firefly up. They need to get that lasso. And the Spiderlings as well want to try and come back down again. Ace got sniped out in the meantime, but that perfect magic missile, Broodmother goes down, but it's only for the Aegis of the Immortal.
Do you go high ground if you're Liquid?
Well, they just burned Tombstone, so it may be a good idea. They got a minute opportunity.
There's no Firefly either.
You have Fade Bolt and Illusionary Orb, so Yapsor can push that wave back by himself.
I think Liquid just runs in though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
There's the Illusionary Orb, Fade Bolt. Lost a couple of spies to that as well.
Okay, they were like, okay, we have the same idea, Blitz, and then they immediately turned tail there.
This doesn't work. Also fun to watch Yapsor pick up a different item as his first, instead of like that straight up Blink initiation, going for a Yule Scepter on the Rubik.
He needs it to survive right now. I don't know, they need a lot of things to survive right now.
Well, Batrider's working on a little bit to help the team. It's like poor Puppy can't really do much.
This is maybe the poorest I've seen mid one. Personally anyways. Like he's still got the mango because well, I mean why not? Like when you're that far behind and mango is a significant item in your inventory, things have been rough for you.
The smoke gank is on. Yapsol trying to use that 460 movement speed to get initiations.
They need to defend this bottom tower. They're hoping to catch somebody from Liquid unawares, but
they're already backing up, and I'm not certain if they did actually scout it out, but there was an observer ward which was catching just the very edge of one of the team's secret players when they smoked.
They might find mind control here too if they can get the lift.
Yapsol's going to follow him with the illusionary orb, but mind control's going to blink dagger. You can't keep up with that. And even a double damage rune now for the Terrorblade. She's leaving it there for a bit.
Merlini wants me to tell you that it's illusory orb.
Ah, Ben, go back to retirement.
I remember he used to get so upset whenever you said illusionary.
Yeah. Shit happens. It's orb, alright?
Okay, we'll accept that. The Lee Wu clan will accept.
Yeah, when are you going to join your houses?
Another time, Toby. Another time. A discussion to be had off stream. BKB almost complete though on this brood.
Yeah, Aghanim Scepter's also approaching for Ace. I'm not certain if that's going to be like the biggest upgrade for him though.
Oh, all right. Well, Chen just passed up bench. If you just blank this right now, you'd say, "Wow, mid one's playing mid Rubik."
No.
But no, that is in fact...
He's playing support. Like, we're actually going back to the old school days where Rubik was the mid laner.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, if you just tuned in right now, you'd be really confused. Because we are not used to seeing mid one put into these kinds of positions.
It's that point when mid one has to start sacrificing himself. And, like, is that also when you think about the Shadowblade build? Like, if this is actually the way to go? Because he doesn't have enough damage, so you just turn him into, like, full utility and just give the power to Yapsor?
100%. I think he just goes for Shadowblade and looks for pickoffs. It's one of the best items at increasing his damage for cost. And it allows you to get the burst off. BKD almost ready on Miracle, as he's got one component of it. The most expensive part anyways. Mind Control going to go for a Lincoln so that he stops Yapsor's immediate lift, and he's going to be the one sent to deal with these waves. probably the most expendable out of everyone is Mind Control.
Oh my god, he just jumped straight in. If Yabsor can get the telekinesis grab, then Mind Control is dead. There's the grab. Mind Control is dead. Support's coming in. It's the double damage Terrorblade. Run, Ace, run. Your support is gone. I mean, your mid laner is gone. Poppy's turning around. They still have a fair amount to fight with. As Miracle, he's got Sunder and 17 one charges, and they want to keep fighting because top lane, Matabaman was pushing mid 1. And mid 1 cannot defend this by himself.
Fada, though.
Yeah, he's staying around a very long way. He's got no maneuverability items apart from movement speed of drums.
Opted to just tank up a little bit. Have seen Batriders do this. I think he doesn't want to just get into the center of everyone. And I think he's actually sort of correct, Toby. Because if you imagine in this game, if he jumps mid 1, or Miracle, he'll just die immediately. The Brutal will 4-shot him while he's doing so.
So instead, try and at least give some kind of aura to your team that will allow them to survive.
Yeah, exactly. You have another initiation in the form of mid 1. Like, at this point, mid 1 will gladly sacrifice his life if it means that his swap will lead to a kill of a core on Team Liquid.
And then later on, they can think about their jump initiating items. But Team Secret, just full defense. At least they've stemmed the bleeding. The graph is starting to flatline a little bit more at around 12 to 13k advantage. So the Aghanims is up now for the Visage. Putting the 3 Familiars to work. Dewarding, split pushing. Adding some pressure to Team Liquid. And I don't even think it's like to say like, hey, well, we're just going to take this late game by split pushing out. It's to buy space for moments like this. The 4-man smoke up by Team Secret, and they got a fantastic target. Oh, no, the swap range. He doesn't have it. You could see him start, and he just walked out of range.
He's so close to level 12 as well.
Oh.
That would have been the kind of kill that you get back into the game off of, because that would have led to the mid tower. You open up the map even more. It's these little moments that are not breaking Secret's way in this series.
Yeah, they really needed that. Even though the Manta style is on the Terrorblade, so he would have still been a very difficult target to kill. He would have been a lot easier than he is now. The BKB's coming out to Miracle.
Yeah, the timing on that would have been perfect. Right before the BKB, they find him completely isolated alone.
They would have even slowed down the BKB by getting that kill and taken the tier 1 tower probably.
And now it's Liquid that go for the offensive smoke.
Yep.
In this game.
They know Roshan can spawn up sometime soon. It's 1 minute. Here comes the Broodmother right underneath them. The tombstone is up, but Ace is the one that just gets obliterated in the mid lane. Puppy will follow up. That is a Dagon build over on the puck. And everyone is running home.
GH's blink.
Can you reach anyone though? Batrider is the one underneath the observer ward. So yeah, GH blink forward. Fada, drum charge. Wand is unfortunately for him sitting inside of his backpack, so he cannot use the charges. He switched it out so he can end up having the TP scroll instead. Mataman just BKBs and walks out. Going in very, very deep. It was the dream call of Rubik, which he actually snapped to. A little bit too deep there for Team Liquid.
Yeah, with some of the buybacks, especially by Ace, this is going to force Liquid, without any BKBs, to go in full retreat mode as mid 1 finally finishes up that Shadow Blade that he's been looking for, and Matama parked inside that Roshan pit. That is the next major...
5 seconds to Rosh.
Yeah. Last game.
They smoked up and they were just out of range of the observer ward. So Chen, where's this swap? 3 seconds is still on cooldown. They get stunned up on the way through as the Kuro army. The kick comes forward from GH, only connecting onto Ace. Roshan has just spawned up. And the Familiars need to do some work. Team Liquid, they smoke on their side of the river. That was very visible to Team Secret.
I don't think they were trying to hide that, Toby.
No, they really weren't.
Crimson Guard, though, completed on the Spat Rider. It's going to be very nice to play against both the Brood and the Terrorblade. But the initiation is going to be the key here as mid 1. He's going to walk in. Yeah. See what he can get as one single Spiderling is going to scout out everything as Secret. This feels desperate.
They're starting. Team Liquid are just outside the door. Terrorblade will send an illusion. It's like they're trying to force the fight and then go onto a target. But the Chen army, the Spires, is too easy to scout. Roshan low, 1/3 of his life. They've still got issues with all these bloody Broodlings. The Fade Bolt will get rid of it.
Neither team willing to give this up. They know that this could
Oh,
potentially
swap.
be the game.
There it is, but Miracle, he got his BKB off in time, plus the mana style. So much damage incoming. Mid one will fall. The Batrider will follow directly after, and so will Ace. 3 huge heroes, 4 heroes for Secret gone. YapzOr, the sole survivor to TP home. Team Liquid, that may have just sealed the deal.
That was a beautiful fight as Miracle. All he had to do was press BKB, hit Reflection. He's in the middle of 5 different heroes, Toby. They have no form of control available for him that will allow them to bring him down. So much damage on the side of Liquid. Very well executed draft. 22k up as they will start marching down. Ace has no buyback. Secret are now facing the inevitable tide of Liquid.
Yep. They're gonna get washed away at this rate. YapzOr, he's looking, but there's not much he can do. He's got a Ghost Scepter for protection plus the Yule Scepter. Poppy's looking at it too. Don't worry, you got a core alive. You got the Vengeful Spirit up and kicking, but your mid-racks down for the count. Team Liquid will rotate up towards the top. Batrider is also alive. Drum charge to burn. They don't have the Visage up just yet. Quick fortification, just trying to stall up some time. Metamorphosis is still got another 1/3 duration. G8! So good! The 3-man blink to kick, and that is most definitely the game. Team Secret have nothing more to fight with. Mid one can sit there invisible, but he's merely a scout just watching death. Even if they want to initiate in, Miracle still got Sunder. The tier 1 and tier 2 towers, the only thing that's slowing him down. Okay, no, it's not. They're just going to go straight in for the tier 4 towers, end this, and force the call out of Team Secret. Liquid want to advance, and they will advance, taking out Team Secret in a 2-1 matchup. They will get the semi-final match against VG Gaming, and also the appearance on the main stage here in Katowice.
Very good series, very nifty drafting by Kuro. Very well done by them overall. All 3 lanes felt like shutouts here as they embrace. They are very satisfied with their win. They finally managed to escape Secret Shadow and take them down.
Yeah, that's a big victory for them. That's guaranteed points as well. That's actually Team Secret being kept out of the points for the International, making things a little bit more rough for them and actually potentially giving Team Secret, Team Liquid, if they can get better results here, the #1 position going in towards TI. But fantastic result for them. Team Secret props. Game 2 was absolutely wonderful to watch. They had a fantastic run. Unfortunate knockout to Fnatic, and this is where their run will end. In the quarterfinals of the playoffs of ESL One Katowice, Team Liquid will advance with a 2-1 victory.
Vodafone presents the post-match.
Our post-match breakdown for the final series of the day. The quarter-final 1 has been completed, and we now know our complete lineup in the semi-finals bar 1 team. Because tomorrow when we come back in the Spodek Arena, we will start things off with the other quarter-final and then have both of the semis, one of which will feature Team Liquid as they take revenge for the last time they played Team Secret. It was a 3-0 sweep last time round, 82 days ago at the Dream League finals. Today, it's all about Liquid's revenge. Can they get revenge over VG next? That's the run they're on right now. It's a real revenge story. We've got some breakdowns of that last game with our panel members once more, and we'll wrap up the entire show for day number 4 here in Katowice with Nahaz, Cap, and Fog. We'll start with you. Great performance. I mean, you could just say they got brooded, but there was more to it than that. It was a bit more nuanced than that, wasn't it?
They got Chen brooded and terribly. We'll add a couple more heroes to it. I think Karoki's performance on the Chen was great. Like, even though you saw the TB's farm in the beginning of the game, he had like 9 CS, but he got that triple kill at 2 minutes. The way that they just pressured that lane, they doubled up the wave. We've talked about it a bunch of times. This is the power of the Chen. You get those 2 waves, you send your creep in to tank the tower. You can just bully these lanes. Even though they committed a full tri lane there with an Undying, they still weren't able to contest that.
Definitely didn't live up to his name, did he, Cap?
No, certainly not. They just fell over time and time again. I really do think that Chen is like the most OP support right now. He actually just enables so much. And there's so many like combinations you can run with it because you can enable the offlaner, or you can also enable an aggro tri-lane. You can wrap on mid. There's just a lot that a Chen can do in this current patch.
Yeah.
Having said all that, Alan, of course that brood was disgusting in the mid as well, wasn't it? Early on, just absolutely terrorized that bat.
I don't have the word for it. Honestly, I don't have the right adjective, but Blitz made a point during the cast about how GH enables and protects Miracle throughout these games. I thought one of the bigger plays of the game, as silly as it sounds, GH actually parked himself in the dire jungle right as the horn blew, harassed Fata's Batrider down to 60% health, TP's back to the Radiant mid-tier 1 tower, and rolls in on him again, had Fata down to like 30-40% health when that lane started. That is not a hard counter, the Batrider versus the Brood. It's simply the best alternative that Secret had, and all of a sudden, you give Matumbaman the first wave free, and he's way ahead in that lane. That's what catapulted him off to that dominance against Batrider.
Yeah, it kills the most vital time for the Batrider in that matchup, where a Broodmother doesn't have spiders, he only has webs, and you're just able to play the sticky napalm game against him.
Yeah, and it's, we mentioned like these broods, these chans, etc., and it's sad because they do kind of overshadow GH's performance in that game. He had an incredible game at the end there. We even saw that 3-man kick when he gets his blink dagger, but it is just such a hard game for Secret to come back, and just because they get the brood and they get Terrorblade and they get Chen, there's so many summons, there's so many illusions, there's so many things running at them in the fights. That one fight around Roche, there's like 150 units. The zombies.
Shout out to the Dota 2 coders, right? Because the one fight around Roche, you have brood spiders, you have Rubik spiders, Chen minions, Visage birds, and the game doesn't and the game doesn't crash.
That's a good point. Another good point is the man that might have a good shout at an MVP here, not just for this series, but also perhaps for the entire tournament. And GH right now is downstairs with Shiva.
Thank you very much, Paul. I just caught word that Paul said you were in the running for the MVP of the entire tournament, Mercedes-Benz. You need a car?
I might give it to my mom.
See, that's a good goal, for sure. Okay, the series, congratulations, making it top 4 against Team Secret. It seems like you have a little bit of a rivalry going on with Team Secret, always a tough opponent for you guys. How do you feel?
Well, Secret have been looking insane for the past 3 to 4 months. So it's always awesome to play them, especially because we like them so much, and we just feel like they're our like EU, not rivals, just like counterparts. So it's always nice to play Secret, and that's about it. I just enjoy playing the game.
Because Game 1 and Game 3 were very strongly in your favor. Game 2 went wrong. Can you talk to me about that?
Well, we talked about Game 2, like when we finished the game and lost. We just went outside and just figured out what we did wrong, and we just came up with what went wrong this game, and we just tried to fix it for the next game.
And this is your 3rd major with Liquid, and you have not been able to take home a title yet. Do you feel like you're in a better form than the previous 2 majors of this Dota 2 Pro circuit?
I feel like every major is different because all these new teams keep reappearing and re-emerging, especially the Chinese now. Vici is looking incredible. But I feel like we're just evolving as players and as humans as every major comes up. So I hope we just keep delivering and playing better.
Because you have a chance to play again against Vici Gaming. That is your semi-finals opponent. You lost against them in your group. Do you think you can take them this time?
Thing is, this time we will try to do our homework a bit better and just try to study what went wrong in our games and try to make it better.
Well, wish you good luck. It's going to be on the main stage as well. This should be exciting, right?
I've been wanting to play on main stage for a long time, especially here in Katowice, because you hear so much stories and how the crowd goes insane, how the venue is so big and it's so spacious. So I just can't wait to play on main stage.
Well, I wish you good luck with that. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Paul, it's back to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I don't think GH has done his chances of the MVP any harm whatsoever, frankly. I think the official hashtag is #MBMVP, but I think maybe now it's #Mercedes for mum. Anyway, good job. Well done to GH. Well done to Liquid. They will be playing under the big shiny lights and the big stage inside the Spodek Arena tomorrow as they advance on through the quarterfinals at the expense of their brothers from Europe, Team Secret, who go home empty-handed as far as points are concerned. Alan, I guess it doesn't hurt them too much because they've got a bundle of points already, but they'll be disappointed.
Absolutely. This is a world-class team that plays with a lot of pride, and I think as good as these players are, it is a lot to ask. I believe that's the first career appearance both for Ace on Visage and for Mid1 on the Vengeful Spirit in an official Pro Dota 2 match. I have no doubt that these guys can play both heroes at a top level, but in the deciding game against the best or second best team in the world, That's a tough ask.
Yeah, it is a tough ask, isn't it? Cap, final thoughts on the series?
Unfortunate. Team Secret have to go home. Honestly, we would love to be able to see more of them because, as we were saying, we keep on thinking that they are the best and second best team in the world. But, you know, there's plenty of more tournaments to come, and hopefully this just lights a fire underneath them to go forward, do better for the next ones.
It's a good point. It's a good point. I'm going to say Fogged for now because I think he might be able to comment on what we've got coming up next. The play faster moment from Vodafone today was a very, very fast end to a game by Evil Geniuses. 17 minutes and around about 40 seconds. I think it doesn't get much faster than that. So let's check in with the play faster moment, Fogged.
Yeah, this was.
Oh no!
They just played really well around this game, and I mean, this one, it just seemed like was out of control from the start of the game, right? They got every single lane they wanted. SCCC kind of struggled a bit in this one, rare mistakes coming out of him, and EG just, they capitalized on it, moving around the map. Everyone played, everybody across the board on EG in this series. They look so dominant and so over-prepared for newbie.
I think Arteezy said, we're going to come back, we're going to win this tournament. Well, keep on putting up performances like that. Maybe they can make that legendary EG lower bracket run all the way through.
Maybe they can. Maybe they can. Certainly playing like that today. That would, I mean, the whole series was stupidly fast, Alan.
Yeah,
one of the fastest we've seen at any of the majors.
Look, playing fast is it's about physical skills, obviously, but it's also about preparation, which we saw in spades for EG, and it's about mental awareness. And we saw the play that Artur explained in the interview after the game, where he's worried about the turn rate on Terrorblade. Yep. He's facing the target that he knows he's going to sunder, anticipating the silence. Those are the things that make you look so fast in the moment.
Yeah, great. Some great insight as well from Arteezy earlier. Thank you for that particular interview. Let's check in with the bracket right now, because the playoff bracket looks like this. Right now, we have 4 teams, 5 teams actually, because of the way that it's figured out. But Virtus Pro and Evil Geniuses still to play. The winner of that will take on Fnatic. Yes, you read that right, Fnatic. Those crazy SEA boys are already into the top 4, guaranteed some points, but they won't be satisfied with that. They will play either EG or Virtus Pro. And in the other half of the bracket, Vici Gaming, who've been on fire this tournament so far, have already beaten Liquid in a best of 3 as well. They will take on Team Liquid in the semi-final. Another chance for more revenge, Alan. Seems to be the recipe for success for Liquid at this event.
And I just can't wait to see that series, because like I think you heard from Mind Control, Liquid knew that in that initial series that Vici had them figured out. I think that team is going to be ready. And hey, we've been saying it since the beginning of the tournament.
We have.
Genting, the top 4 seeds, make it through the group phase without dropping a map. Now, 2 of the top 4 are out.
They are. And there's also one other thing, Cap, in here. We said at the very beginning of this tournament on Tuesday, there have been 9 previous ESL One Dota 2 events, and there have been 9 winners, different winners of all those ESL Ones.
Oh.
However, Liquid have never won one and are still in. Amazingly, EG have never won one, and they're still in. They lost. They got to the final, the first 3 ESL Ones we ever held, and they lost all 3 finals.
22-0, never forget.
The only teams left in who've won one are Virtus Pro and Vici Gaming.
And Vici,
yeah.
They won ESL One New York by Blacks Invoker.
Yeah. Yep, incredible. All that time ago. That was very good memory. It was Black's Invoker inside the Madison Square Garden. So there we go. Day number 4 is in the history books. Thank you very much to the panel and to our commentary team and all the observers and stats people, all the people behind the scenes. It's been a fantastic run through the group stages. They are done and dusted, and we've even had time to squeeze in a quarterfinal today as well. Tomorrow, we will be inside the Spodek Arena for live coverage of the quarterfinal and the 2 semi-finals as we narrow the field down to just 2 teams. We'll see you then.
Just keeping EG in full fighting shape. And you got the passive regen as well from Fear, of course, from his passive. They'll try and jump in Kaka. Just go for the epicenter straight away. But look at this. The Black Hole comes out from Samael. Will be cancelled here. The homing missile out to SCCC, though. No one is dying on EG. This is the problem. Newbie commit with the static storm in the epicenter, and the sustain is too much from Evil Geniuses. This is the kill that they need. Arteezy's been having too much of a free game. They'll surround him. Arteezy's been silenced. There's no way to play out against this one. So Arteezy, I say that! I say there's no way to play out against it, but there is! The backup's there somehow. He gets the time with that sleep help from Misery to get the Sunder off, and he doesn't die. Arteezy, the boy who lived.
Okay, they're gonna go for RTZ here.
Okay, let's
They
see
can
if they
get a
can do it this
glimpse
time.
and a static storm. Okay, he's just standing there.
All the glimpse. They might know.
Oh no.
It's just gonna die. And
Epicenter.
there's a Sunder. No, he doesn't even need it. He hasn't got it. He doesn't. Oh. Oh, the pain for newbie. I can't imagine much is going on. It's GG, ladies and gentlemen. It's GG. 17 and a half minutes. What on earth's going on?
It takes a lot to impress you for a Storm Spirit.
Well,
Look at
this
this blocking
body block.
miracle! He uses the small illusion to actually stop him. The shards, it doesn't block! Available for him, so he can do so if they can just get the stun. Mid-one's looking for a four-man! Four-man finisher! Miracle pumps up the BKB, but the amount of damage, the physical from Ace is just too high. Caught a little bit further out. Life Wrecker Ray tries to create some space. Oh, he goes down!
Such a sick timing.
The creep wave. Miracle. Yapsor jumps in. Echo Slam is down.
Oh, he uses it on Yapsor!
The BKB's there. Yapsor! Oh no! Miracle's gonna stand his ground and fight. Mistakes were made. Way even as an observer to count how many spiders are there. As Yapsor still on the run. The spiders are right behind him. At least the Fables remove some of the damage from Matumba. He cannot be stopped. To stall up some time, Metamorphosis is still got another 1/3 duration.
What a
G8! So good! The three-man blink to kick. And that is most definitely the game. Team Secret have nothing more to fight with.